Hello and welcome. This is Viewnote X230-SH Mini ITX case. Measuring 23 11.5 centimeters, this is a 6 liters case. If you've seen my SGP-CK39 case video, that and this case are very much identical in layout. What the Viewnote X230 has over K39 is slightly longer depth, allowing a bit longer GPU to be installed. You are seeing SGP-CK39 with X230 side by side. Both have identical layout. X230 is slightly longer. K39 is a 5 liters case. X230 is 6 liters. There are a lot of similar cases out there. The reason I chose this case specifically is due to my subjective opinion that this case looks better than others aesthetically. This case is also constructed from aluminum, which I consider a bonus. There are some minor differences between these two, but the internal layout is exactly the same. The X230 case will allow a slightly longer GPU, which may not seem much, but this tiny bit of extra space makes a large difference in your GPU choice. With K39, NVIDIA 4060 Single Fan Edition is the max you could go. With the Viewpoint case, you can go a level or two higher. The tiny bit longer length does allow this interestingly. I do need to remind you that you are going to need a PCIe Express ribbon cable, which is not included with the case. What you need is a 90-degree ribbon cable with 20 centimeters in length. The cable alone should cost around $20 to $30. Unfortunately, I've found that this case is riddled with problems. The first annoying issue I've run into is that this case cannot accept motherboards with integrated I/O shield. The top bit was preventing it from being properly aligned with screw holes. I consider this a major issue since the majority of ITX motherboards come with I/O shield integrated in 2025. Removing the I/O shield was the only way to get the motherboard properly aligned and installed. Speaking of which, in my own experience, removing I/O shield or not installing it at all in such a small case like this is beneficial due to better airflow. But the I/O shields aren't practically easy to remove nowadays, and this may not be something people want to do. Now, here is the second issue I've run into. While I made it work with brute force in this video, I created deep scratches on my power supply. Essentially, you can't really install a power supply without taking the middle panel off. In other words, it requires a full disassembly of the case in order to install a power supply properly. And here is the thing. I may somehow have been able to get the power supply in, but when I tried to get it out, I could not. In other words, if your power supply kicks the bucket, you will need to dismantle the whole rig. This is not a great design choice, and this problem is due to the extruded side panel screw holes. The solution is easy. All they had to do was relocate the extruded screw holes on the other side so that a power supply could move in and out without any obstructions. I don't think they tried to build with it before choosing to sell it on the market. As if these two issues aren't enough, there is another issue that is the final nail on the coffin for me. It's the front USB 3 port. They are defective. Whether it's only this unit that's not working or it's a more widespread issue, I do not know. But with those three issues, I've called it quits, meaning I am not going to test this case under stress. This Viewnote X230 that I have does not pass the quality test and should not be used. The need to remove I/O shield is one thing. The need to dismantle the middle panel to service its power supply is a major issue. I suppose the USB 3 port malfunction is probably an isolated problem, but who knows? Either way, I don't recommend it, so don't buy it. Thank you for watching and see you next time.